Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today on this Thursday afternoon. Our second day with you. Again, we're with you on Wednesdays now throughout the championship meet. There you see it. No grass today. We got some rain showers last night, this morning, predicted throughout the day as well. But it is looking green. It's looking good. We're getting ready for the Pegasus there. We've got the Tapeta in play. Luckily, those fields hold together due to the Tapeta. And if it was on and off track, it would be 4-horse fields. And we've got 9 and 10 horse fields with the Tapeta. So we are thankful for that. And the track conditions, it
look pretty good.
It does look good out there. We'll keep you updated.
Look literally good.
Yeah,
out there. But it is good.
It is good.
So
yes.
Look good. It is good. It's good. And I got to be honest with you, good job by Kenny and the crew because I did not expect that.
I didn't either. Yeah, they do
today.
a very good job, and we'll keep an eye on it throughout the day. But still, it's a good day to be here at Gulfstream Park. We've got 9 of them for you here today, and Rainbow Six. It's 275 in that
big
gross
number.
jackpot guarantee, and it's not easy today either.
No, big number up there, 275. We passed $250,000 yesterday. They've been betting hard, and as it gets bigger and bigger, they're just going to be sending it in more and more. So it's exciting. We love when that jackpot builds and take a shot. There's some tricky races today. I don't think there's any doubt about it. The maiden special weight that's off the turf. It was a puzzler around the turf. It's a puzzler on the Tapeta as well. Good race for maidens.
It is indeed. And to kick things off in this 9-race card, we've got the early pick 5 that kicks off with a maiden 12-5. Brian, you've got the ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. This is a real massive rework. And I'll just go through it sequence by race by race. In the second, that my best bet is still in there, Treasure King, the 2, but we're off the turf, and I think that race becomes a little more problematic in that spot there because there are Tapeta horses with form in there. Race number 3, the 5, Vincio on top for me. Race number 4, the 4, A Ring Thing on top for me. And what I did was, I'm going to single what I think is the best horse, and that is the 2, Pretty Liam. That's the half to Dance Macabre that Kelsey Danner's done such a good job with. First are here for Todd Pletcher. When you see the rainbow, I was able to add a lot more horses. I didn't want to do that here. Again, losing my best bet. So we want to keep this tight. I did not want to give out a big ticket that quite frankly, the 5th is problematic to me. So I just did what I thought, taking the best horse, and we'll go with that. When you see the rainbow a little later on, and I'll show you there's several more that I wanted to use.
It's a tricky opening sequence here, and I
agree
with the 5. So race 1, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta, and we do see when we get the rain, when we get these cooler temperatures, it tightens up quite well, and I think that'll shift a lot from what we saw yesterday. They were coming out the back of the pack yesterday, but today I can imagine that it will be, you want to be up front close early on, and we're both on the 8 here. Party Shaker for Jose D'Angelo.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I can speak for you. We don't love this horse by any stretch of the imagination, but I kind of feel like at the end of the day, Party Shaker's probably best in here. Rode this horse last time. Try to keep this horse a little closer, I think. I think that's going to be key today, but we're dropping from a quarter. You see the races for 16 and a quarter, 3 back. They're just better than this field, and this field is there's not a lot in here, and I think today might be the day.
The 6 Broken Banker underneath. We just have our try the exact same way. Got a stat on Carlos David, which is a very high percentage barn, and I found this kind of interesting. This is 50% tag drop since 2019 with maiden claimers. Only 12% here. Not a big stat, but I find this interesting. And then you throw IRAD in the mix too. They don't win races together. It's interesting.
It's very odd that Carlos, a high percentage guy, IRAD as good as there is. We know that. They don't pair up together.
No.
1 for 10 lifetime. Very odd. Over 6 here at Gulfstream. This horse is going to have to hurry because she's coming out of route races on the turf in Tapeta, and they're gonna hustle in here. And Irad's going to have to keep her close early. Homebred here, and she's going to get over bet too. Off. Let's just 2 not very pretty races.
Exactly, and I know as soon as we started off the championship meet, we showed the stat with Irad and Carlos, and they proved it as we showed it too.
Yeah, that's a good point
yep.
because the stats refresh in your form. They were a lot
It was a lot bigger of
a sample.
Oh, yeah, so just keep that in mind
Mm-hmm.
here. Sometimes the jockey trainer combinations just don't click, even though it could be the right horse. But I always said that whenever I was riding, I felt like there were barns that I wanted to win for, and you can't.
Yeah, and the other thing I think about those kind of things too is that, listen, I ride as world class. He might be the best jockey in the country, in the world. But he's trainers that try to get their guys and they're not here, and so you just kind of let that trickle down and settle in and think about it a little bit, and so we'll see.
Yeah, it could be a superstition thing.
Yeah. Are you superstitious?
I am very.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm just a little stitious. I'm
a
not
little
superstitious.
Yeah, I'm full Stevie Wonder. Race number 2. It is off the grass on the Tapeta track here. 1 mile and a 16th. We lose the 1 and the 5 in this spot, and I've got the early pick 4. We had the same best bet here today with Treasure King, so I'm keeping him just as a single.
Yeah.
I agree with exactly what you said. It's much trickier now on the Tapeta, but race 3, it's a spread for me. I don't really know what to do here. The 5 I have on top, Vincio. Race number 4, I don't like this race at all. It's very tricky. I feel like anybody could win. It's just one of those races, but I do have the 4 on top. And in race 5, I'm spreading. I do have the 9 on top, but I do want to note that I don't think this horse has as good of a shot with the running style on the Tapeta here today. So you'll see in my late pick 5 I added way more. I don't really have a strong opinion in that race. $12. And in this second race, Brian, we're off the grass on the Tapeta. I'll let you take it away with Treasure King. I would think that the forward running style last time should play out well here.
Yeah, I mean, he was my best bet on turf. I'm not as happy on Tapeta, so I used a few more. We'll got this thing. Yeah, we can show the replay too. Headline news is, I think, going places for Jimmy Toner and Joe Allen. Quality G won the other day, right?
Won last week.
And here's Treasure King at 30-1, doing all the dirty work and getting pressed by a horse that was even money. So he's going to succumb late, and I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. But I thought, all things considered, he ran very, very well, Samantha. And now I know it's a different track, but you can look up the Woodbine, race 2 back on the all-weather up there. So O'Sheen Murphy should have him on the engine, I would think.
Yeah, Quality G ran really well to get the win. Frito ran really well that same race. Yeah. So this is a good sign here for this horse.
Yeah.
Cable Boss, same situation as last time, was in the same type of race here. I just feel like this horse doesn't have like a quick turn of foot.
No, and here's the problem too. He's owned by My Racehorse, so they're going to bet this horse. I mean, he was this is a turf morning line, obviously. Yeah. Legitimately, he's more 8 or 10-1, but you got to factor that in that they bet these horses off the board. I do think he gets help by moving Tapeta. Happy is Happy Does, pretty good Tapeta horse.
Yeah, I agree completely. The 3 Shankar. This is the other Safi Joseph trainee. Yeah. This one has a Tapeta win, 1-for-1 across it, so that I feel like helps the horse out quite well.
Yeah, without a doubt. It was against 2 L's, open 2 L's. I think the waters are a little deeper in here, but he's certainly going to be a threat.
Race number 3, it is a maiden $25,000 level, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta track here. Field of 7 will go to post. The 5, Vincio. We've got the replay. Yeah. We can watch it and I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on here. This is the old dare off you lose kind of trip. We're going to show you the start here. And when you're sprinting on the Tapeta, you can't do this because especially, so there he breaks dead last, especially going 5 furlongs. It's a little more ground to work with today. Now, with that being said, he's only beaten, he's got a loop here. He's only beaten 6 1/4 lengths. I thought this was a pretty good effort.
Yeah.
Be lucky couldn't lose this race. He was a maiden special weight dropper for Ruben Sierra, and he was good. For Vinicio to run as well as he did with what was going on at the start at 43-1, by the way. You see him widest on the far turn. I thought that was a pretty darn good effort, Samantha, and hopefully we break running today with the field, and then we got a much better chance.
Yeah, and that's his second time now today running on the Tapeta, and I feel like that kind of refresher will help. The 7 for you, Don't Answer underneath. The Tapeta races, he hits the board in him, but he's still over 6.
He is, but he's 0 for 16 with 9 underneath finishes, but Geez, this is all class. He doesn't want to route 2 turns on turf. You just look at who he's been facing,
Much
and
stronger.
much stronger. This is a massive class drop.
Yeah, it is indeed. And a nice little tactical outside post as well. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have that Rainbow 6 time, 275 in that gross jackpot guarantee, and Brian's got the ticket.
And they're off in the Pegasus World Cup. They're off in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. And they're off in the Curlin Florida Derby. White Aborio almost home.
And Nyquist is still unbeaten. Orb and John Velasquez have won the Florida Derby.
Barbaro wins.
And there you have it. Northern Dancer will be the winner of the Florida Derby.
It's tradition. Every year, the stars gather for a spectacle. Stars of the racing world collide
What a sport! What a horse!
to cement their legacy in their quest for greatness. Bear witness as we raise the stakes and shatter the status quo. Watch as the brightest stars in fashion take the stage, and we forge unforgettable memories. Be part of this storied heritage. Revel in performances from the superstars of entertainment, and the unexpected awaits you at every turn. Join us in this unrivaling celebration, where champions ascend and legends are created. This is the Pegasus World Cup, where stars align.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you here on this 9-race card on this Thursday afternoon. Track is listed as good. Tapete is always fast. We're off the turf today, unfortunately, due to some rain showers last night, this morning, probably throughout the day as well. But still a very, very good card. A lot of these races all kept intact. And Rainbow 6 kicks off in race number 4. And Brian, you've got the ticket.
Yeah, here we go now. You'll see what I did in race 5, and I think you kind of sort of agreed with me. I singled in the early pick 5, but at the 20-cent base bet, we can get a lot more coverage. We like that about the Rainbow. Race number 6, we've got the single and Leslie's Rose. I can't wait to see her for Todd Pletcher and Whisper Hill. Boy, was she devastating. We're going to show you in a second on debut. Long shot in race 7 to the 4, No Regard. We'll see how much of a long shot that is. Another single in race 8. I think the fact that there is and should still be moisture in the track not only really moves up Proverb. Got it. I think it hurts some other horses, too, that theoretically have big chances in there. And then race 9, unfortunately, off the turf, but 'Tis Eternal for Saratoga and our old buddy Sergeant Pepper. I think he's going to be a little more in tune today, but those are clearly the 2 horses to beat regardless of the surface.
Race 4. This is a race that I don't like at all. I don't like it at all as a sense of I can't figure out. I think you could make literally a case for any of these to jump up today. Claiming $8,000 level, mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta, non-winners of 3. We do scratch the number 8. It's field of 7 here. We both have the 4 on top, a ring thing. Fresh legs coming into this spot.
Yeah, not only that, but I think at least, I don't like 2 for 36, but we've run well at this level.
Right.
And both Tapeta races were pretty okay. And pretty okay makes you a pretty darn big threat in this group. Layoff, we've got speed. Lionel knows this horse, and we'll put her in the race early on as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a big play. And kind of contrary to that, nothing but pumps. I faded this filly, and maybe that was a mistake because she's just left such a bad taste in my mouth the past few outs. She got the win last time, but to me, she she gets lucky. She comes from way far
Yeah,
out of
she
it,
does.
and I just don't think that that's a good thing.
Well, I'll say this about her. She actually did run fast last time.
That's a good
the
point.
first time she's ever done that. We saw it yesterday. The name is going to escape me. It was a better horse than Nothing But Pumps, but a 2L rising to a 3L and winning easily.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't think this is the saltiest group we're going to see. Yes, it's a rise. Yes, she's meeting tougher, but she comes in very, very good form.
The number 7, Gold Crest. This horse has been on the Tapeta here before, but those were under different connections, and those connections couldn't get the victory.
Yeah, I mean, Brittany Vandenberg is a very, very high percentage trainer, so that's the positive. Well, Mike Maker's okay, too, and
Right,
he
yeah.
couldn't get the W for her, as you said. Your horse, Mikasa, is stretching out, huh?
Well, this is even better today for me because if this Tapeta is going
Right.
to play on the tighter side and quicker, coming out of those sprint races, I thought that maybe she could get loose in here.
Yeah, and she's inside as well, so we'll see.
And this is not a group, sorry to interrupt, but
No.
this isn't a group that's going to catch you if you get too far away.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of passing in
Yeah,
here.
so just keep that in mind with Mikasa and Junior Alvarado gets aboard. Race number 5, this is the aforementioned tricky race. We've talked about it the whole time. I've got the late pick 5. We'll take a look at it because I spread quite far in this race here. Race 6, there you see Leslie Rose. I just think she would have to not make the starting gate in order not to win this one. Race 7, I do have the 8 on top. That is Media Sensation. That's a tricky race. Race number 8, I've got my long shot. That is the 6 Impacto on top. And in the finale, Fly Right. This was one of the races I switched around a little bit here, and I hope I made the right decision. But he, has an ability to go to the front, has some speed actually. So if you look back at that 1.25 mile race, I like that here. But let's get into this race because this is a very, very, very tricky one. It's on the Tapeta, 5 furlongs with being off the grass here today. So we only lose the 7, the 14, and 15, but the 13 will draw in. It's good to be Jose. Will draw in here. The 2 for you, Pretty Liam.
Well, I kind of feel like we'll all agree at least she's the best horse in here, or should be the best horse, or will eventually be the best horse. The second foal out of a dam. The other one is Dance Macabre.
Exactly.
Who's coming up on $1 million for Kelsey Danner, and what a good job she's done. It's a 4-time stakes winner, won a Grade 3 right here at
Yep.
Gulfstream Park.
Long, too. Which
Long.
Was, yeah.
I mean, one Here Comes the Bride. It's Todd. It's Irad. It's St. Elias Stable. It's a homebred for Vinny Viola. I would think this horse can run a little bit, and she's front and center here.
Yeah, she is. It's still her first time
Right.
out, so there could be some question marks. Let's watch Turf Rocket, and I think I can speak for you when you say you can't run like
No.
this on the Tapeta here today.
Yeah, this is not going to work today, and that's the problem here. You can see the E5 Silks, and actually the E5 stablemate, not the same trainer. Wesley Ward trained the winner, who was really good, by the way, but Jerry O'Dwyer has got this one, and this was a really good run. I mean, it's tough to loop on the turf, especially with this running style, and she did everything but pass the winner, who was not going to get passed if they ran around 7 times, because she's really, really good, and Wesley Ward excels at these kind of things. It's a good run for Turf Rocket.
Very.
This was by far her best career effort.
It was big time. In the 3rd place finisher, she passed there, came back to win.
Yes.
Never been on the Tapeta, so that's a big question here, and I'm sure she'll handle it just fine, but here's the thing, that running style will not cut it for
Yeah.
this. It's just very hard to loop like that. You've got the 5 Bean Pot. This was a horse that I added in on my late
Yeah.
pick 5. What do you do with this?
Yeah, they're all add-ins for me. The dam wasn't much, 2 for 18, second starts or second full, who wasn't anything, but it's Christophe Clement, who's been firing very, very hot, has won with first-time starters here. There is a slew of works here. Not that we could look at any of them, right? But this horse hasn't missed a morning dance since they basically cranked her back up towards the end of November.
Right.
Hey, she's not going to lack fitness. I know that.
No, that's the truth. Let's look at, you don't have any of the Mark Cassie runners in, but I did want to show a work because I think that this is even better to watch now. It's Dixie Mischief. and working with Creed's Gold. So both of these are in here. Dixie Mischief is on the inside. This was a really good work, and note, they are on the tapeta here. I thought Dixie Mischief was just doing much the best, handling it very well. Now, Creed's Gold kind of looks like maybe a little bit of a plotter, maybe a little bit of a two-turn type, and I know he does put the head in front, but Dixie Mischief was just completely feet in the dashboard the first half of this work and just keeps on going. So we know that those two handle the tapeta, and that's important to note here.
She's the last one I used. I put her in.
Good,
Yeah, she's
good.
the last one I used. I think maybe she's going to want another turn and to run longer. The dam won the Florida Oaks on the turf. She earned over $1 million. Those are positives. The negative is this is going to be very snappy for her at 5 on the tapeta.
Yeah, but it's just such a good little tune-up work
Yes.
to get into this very, very wide open race. Race number 6, it's the late pick 4. Brian will tweet that ticket out. 7 furlongs. We've got a good track right now. We'll keep you updated as the day goes on here. No rain. I could imagine that by 2:39 Eastern it will be fast,
Yeah.
but we'll see. This is a good field. This is for fillies 3 years old. 7 furlongs. We've got the return of Leslie's Rose. Let's pull up the replay and you can talk about her.
You could also sit back and watch her do her thing, 'cause
Yeah.
this is pretty breathtaking. She's actually getting nagged here on the lead. She's going 23 flat at 6.5 on debut. Somehow she was 9-2, which is impossible, but that's a fact. They paid over $1 million for her, daughter of Instant Mischief, and she's being pressured on the lead. By the way, she's being pressured by the 1-2 favorite.
Right.
And just sit back and watch her level off in the lane, and she's going to win this race by literally the length of the stretch.
This was a powerhouse effort. The second he kind of flicks the reins and shows the stick to her, she just takes off. And they're behind you there, Irad, very far away as he keeps looking back, and just this was an easy victory for her. It looks like she's come out of that race in good form here, and the 7 furlongs looks like no problem.
The sky is the limit here for Leslie's Rose. It's exciting to see her. Looks like Mandy Pope and Whisper Hill Farm has got a real runner here, and I'm sure this is the plan here is to get through this, and then it's onward and upward with the stakes program we have here, and hopefully culminating in the Gulfstream Park Oaks, and maybe a lot more than that. This is a championship meet kind of horse. It's Thursday that we see. It's pretty cool.
It is. Underneath, somebody has to run second.
Yeah.
And Happy Together, she ran well, actually.
She did. She did. I don't want to take it away from her. It was a slow race. The favorite had trouble that day. Brooke Mesa had trouble that day. She did hold her off pretty easily.
Yeah.
My note was we'll need more next time, and that was before a horse like Leslie's Rose was going to be in here. Even if Leslie's Rose was out, I think she would need to do more.
Yeah, it kind of just the gap between Leslie's Rose and everybody else is a very, very big margin. Race number 7, 1 mile and a 16th on the Tapeta track. $16,000 claimers, non-winners of 2. We've got a field of 10 in this spot here. The 4, No Regard on top for you. Mark Hennig sends out this runner.
Yeah, this is my long shot. We can show you the replay here. The winner's going to be the 3, the Thrill of Victory, who saves all the ground here at odds on. Who won yesterday? The good call. Thank you. And now we're trying to loop. Look at how far out we are while the winner's saving all the ground in here. I don't want to say walking on the lead. He did earn it the hard way. But No Regard at 23-1 and trying to loop this field, and he kind of pays the price for the trip he had right about here when he flattens out a little bit late. I thought that was a pretty solid effort, Samantha. Listen, they're all the same horse in here. They're all the same on paper. It's Trip. It's who wants to run a little better today. I mean, you got Globes, who's 1 for 19 now. I mean, I don't know. Media Sensation was in there as well. Excuse me. And he saved a lot more ground too. But Media Sensation's 1 for 23, and with 10 underneath finishes. So I don't know. Yeah,
it's one of these races now. Look for maybe a horse that can get loose in here, I think is a very good asset. Now, Tis the Coast did that on the grass.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you have this horse in the mix.
Well, yeah, look at the Tapeta race 2 back. I know he literally didn't run an inch, but the horses he was in against were
way tough.
Way better.
Yeah.
So this is a seismic drop for him. He's got a win here on the Tapeta, 3 back.
Yeah.
So, he could be a decent little price in here. John Ortiz got a W last week, I believe. And, I just got to fade a horse like Globes and even Media Sensation at underlaid prices.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Yep. Race number 8 here on this 9-race card. This is a really solid race. 7 furlongs, 4 and up.
Yeah.
This is just such a good race, and it'll be fun to watch. The 5 Sensei Lawrence is out. It is a field of 7 here. Take it away with Proverb.
Yeah, I picked him as it was. He's 4 for 5 here. I know he didn't like the slop at Fairgrounds. That was 2 turns. He's run very, very well. We don't have slop anyway. We're going to have some moisture in the track today. That I think we can all agree with. He's drawn perfectly. He doesn't need the lead. And, oh, by the way, he's the best horse anyway.
Yeah, he is. And the horse that he was out-headed by, Time for Trouble, he won the Claiming Crown last year. So this horse is just a very hard knocker in this spot, and Proverb looks the one to beat. Now he is
back to 1 turn too. I think
that's a big thing here, and Safi does have the 1 Concrete Glory as well. So just keep that in mind. Right. I've got my long shot here, Impacto, and I'll show you why. And this is a long shot. It really is. And even with the scratch, I do think I'll get a bit of a price on this horse. Watch this horse here. Now, by the way, this is Mish, the gray, who would be 1 to 9 in this spot. The 7 kind of gets shuffled here, and we'll see it. Oh, we're going to shuffle back here. This is a quick race. He kind of starts going the wrong way. Now he's widest of all here. Mish there, the gray, just sitting the dream trip here. And Impacto is the only one out of this field that made any type of headway.
Yeah.
And this is a horse that you look back at his form, all of his races where he's had trouble and been from out of it, he has not come close. This was a new dynamic for this 5-year-old, which I like a lot here.
And which is going to play here because there's a lot of speed in this race.
Yep.
So I'm with you. I don't think he can win, but I think he can pass a lot of horses that are going to pay the price.
Yep.
And maybe he does. Maybe Proverb isn't himself. I don't know, but I think the running style that he just showed at Tampa makes him a threat in here for something in here because the inside horses, Concrete Glory, like a Salt Shaker, those are 2 horses that to me don't like off tracks either. And again, regardless of what's going on out there, there's going to be moisture. They're going to be hitting hard on the inside.
Yeah,
too.
and they're going to be flying.
Yeah.
And it's important to look for those horses. Even Rod to Rod is quick as well.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of speed here, and that will set up well. Ensign Parker, that's a horse that he likes the front as well.
Yeah.
And it sets up nice. But I think one good thing about Impacto is if Mish was in this field, what would Mish do to Proverb? Could be
beat him.
Yeah, hope so. So it's a good race, and they will be flying up front. So keep note of that because looking for horses on the outside that have ability to close will be a good thing. And the track just kind of throws in a new variable there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Race number 9, a maiden special weight event. It's off the grass on the Tapeta, a mile and an 1/8. So take note of that here. We scratched the 2 and the 3 out of this spot. It still leaves a big field. That's the beauty of the Tapeta is these races hold together. A lot of these do have some Tapeta form. The 7, 'Tis Eternal for you.
Yeah, he doesn't, but I just think he's better than these. The horse he lost to, Howe Street, was so good last year. I mean, he could win stakes races this year. We haven't seen him since January, but Barkley Tag, Saratoga Stable. I don't really feel like they're giving this horse a tightener. I think he's ready to roll today. I mean, he's a New York bred. They could have left him in New York last year. They didn't. They could have left him there this year. They didn't.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's ready to roll today, and I think his best race. He's got to prove it on the Tapeta. My goodness, he ran huge in that turf race.
Yeah, he did, and he set quick fractions as well. And if you want to be in front and close, but it is a mile and an 1/8.
Yeah.
So that's tricky in a year off. So just keep in mind of that. I've got the Fly Right on top, and you have him in the mix. The race at Belmont at a mile and a quarter, he ran off by the length of the stretch down the backside. I mean, he really did. He was just flying. And look at the fractions, 46.
Right.
Woof. At 1.25 miles, that's not something that you do. He still ran really, really well. Headline News, who ran 4th, came back to win here at Gulfstream Park. We saw him in the replay earlier. So just keep in mind of that. I know the chances are kind of adding up, but this is a big trainer switch. And Fernando Abreu has been on a tear lately.
Yeah, and, I do notes on those NYRA turf races, and the horse that chased this horse in July was eased. So it kind of really makes it show how hard he ran to get to the front that day. And with Fernando, what he's doing down here, again, another trainer. The horses are ready to win now. I don't think this horse – I don't expect this horse to need a tightener. I expect him to run.
He won't be short at all. Let's talk about Sgt. Pepper here. First time gelded. This was a horse that burned a lot of money at Gulfstream Park last year during the championship meet. We'll see what he does today. We'll take a look at his replay. He kind of finally showed some interest here.
And Mondego, I want to say he was 3rd in a Grade 1 sometime
he
later
good,
in the summer. So he's okay. We beat Sgt. Pepper up a lot here. I know I did.
Yeah.
But to be fair to him, once he got to the Tapeta, once he got to the turf, he certainly turned into a much better horse than the really dreadful version on the dirt. He's a first-time gelding.
That's
you
huge,
like that. They paid 1.6 for this guy. There are expectations here.
Yeah.
Maybe now at maturity, the gelding, the fact that he got going a little bit on the Tapeta and the turf says maybe he can be something now at 4.
Yep.
With all that being said, something went amiss.
Yeah, it did. And
May 7th that race was.
Exactly. That's a long time. And this is a horse that, pay attention to him out here, too. He's just, in general, a big, heavy horse and not a horse that I like too much for the Tapeta. I like him to be kind of lighter and quicker on their feet, and he's just kind of a grinder. That could be a bit of a problem here for him. I kind of thought I had him on top, but now that the race got moved to the Tapeta, I've knocked him down some. Because that running style won't win you the race here.
No, and you saw it there. He was the only horse in that race to do any running from the back. The horses that were 1 too early finished 1-3, and
exactly.
I see my note for him was improving, if anything else, and I think that's a good sign for Sgt. Pepper. What we get today, I don't know, but that's why Samantha gets to look at him and tell everybody.
Yeah,
so.
well, hopefully, yes. So it's a very, very good 9-race card today, but front and center, other than today, we've got Pegasus. Second round of invites have been released, Brian.
Yeah, so we're kind of narrowing down a little bit. Dynamic one was new to the equation here. You can see it here. Now, these are alphabetical order, okay? And the cutoff is 12. So you see the first 12 in alphabetical order and then the next 7 in alphabetical order. Those are the next kind of man up, so to speak, on there. So the 12 right now that we see, First Mission, National Treasure, the Preakness winner, Saudi Crown. There's a lot of talent in there, and we'll just see. We'll know a little bit more. And don't forget, of course, the draw for the Pegasus World Cup, the filly and mare turf, and the Pegasus turf as well. 1 week from Sunday.
Yep.
1 week from Sunday.
Yep, we're 16 days away now. So
good job.
It's don't worry, I didn't do the math on that just now. Don't be too impressed. Yep. So it's exciting. Yes, exactly. It's an exciting time. We love this time of year, and things just keep cranking up.
No doubt.
Saturday, Beat the Expert. I am in the hot seat this Saturday. It is me, and I feel like you had a pretty good day last Saturday to carry the team.
Yeah, I've done okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm breaking any land and speed records, but I've done okay.
You can sign up online for a chance to win $50. If you're on track and you sign up in Silk, so you have a chance to win $500. Make sure to get involved in that on Saturday. We'll remind you. And tomorrow, we've got Makanga, who was quick back. Yep.
For Liz Dobles and John of Imaginary Stables. Watch her level off in the lane. They've got the turf with a big-time turf pedigree. This is a good race tomorrow. Chad Brown's got a horse in here. And John Velasquez put her on the lead, and just watch her absolutely streak home. And this was very, very impressive. We know those silks so well down here. The horse that was chasing her early, look at her for Glen Hill, just out of the picture. This was a big-time effort.
It was. She literally ran them off their feet. So it'll be a good race tomorrow to see what we've got working.
Yep.
And for the best bet, We don't have to do much with this because we both have the same one.
Yours is Treasure King was my best bet on turf. I still haven't picked on top on Tapeta.
Well, I do too.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out,
Right.
but I think the speed is going to help.
Right. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. Long shot for you?
Yeah, long shot a little bit later in the card. I think 6-1 on the morning line on No Regard in race 7.
And I've got Impacto, 12-1.
There you go.
In race number 8. That is all 9 of them for you here today. We'll be with you throughout the whole day to guide you through this card. Happy to have you aboard with us. We'll send it upstairs to Pete Aiello with the scratches and the track conditions of the card.